Hi everyone, so today we're going to be making pizza dough. First thing we're going to do is just clean our surface just so it could be perfectly clean because we're going to be using it a lot. And then you're going to need 2.5 cups of water and you're going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar in that and just mix that together. Then of course you're going to need active dry yeast. I'm just going to transfer everything into a small bowl and then I'm going to sprinkle the active dry yeast on top of that and whisk that together and let that mixture rest for around 10 minutes or until the yeast bubbles up. So now that 10 minutes have passed, you can see that it's all bubbly and frothy. That means that the yeast is active. Next, in a bigger bowl, we're just gonna mix together 7 cups of flour. I know 7 seems excessive, but actually this whole dough is gonna make around 4 large pizzas. Then we're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, whisk that together, and then add 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Olive oil is actually like a replacement for eggs in a way because it helps mix everything together and bind the flour with the water and like the yeast and everything. Now we're just gonna add our yeast mixture. And we're just gonna mix everything together. Just a tip, don't use a whisk for this, use a wooden spoon or like any type of spoon. It makes life easier because I got the dough stuck inside the whisk and that was not fun. You're just gonna keep incorporating the flour and the dough together. And at the end, you're not gonna have a fully smooth dough. You're just gonna transfer that onto your countertop and start the kneading process. So this is how you're basically gonna knead. Kneading is basically you're just incorporating the flour into the dough more and more until you form a smooth dough. So just keep basically massaging the dough, if you will. I don't know what's the correct term, but this is what you actually do. I just keep folding it on top and then twist and then fold and then twist. And once your dough gets sticky, you just add a little bit of flour on top and then you continue doing the same thing. Fold and twist, fold and twist. You're just gonna keep folding it into itself like that. And then I did this thing where I just like rolled it right and left. I don't know what this one is called, but it's just under the same process of kneading the dough. And at the end, you're gonna have a perfectly round dough. You're just gonna poke it, and if it springs back, that means that the dough is perfect. Then in a bowl, you're gonna sprinkle it with a little bit of olive oil, or any oil, I guess. And make sure that you get all the sides because you don't want your dough to be sticking to the bowl once you let it rise. And also, you're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, or any type of oil you're using, on top of the dough so it wouldn't stick to the cling wrap. Now you're just gonna cover your dough with cling wrap. It's preferred rather than using a towel because if the dough sticks to the towel, that's not really fun. And I'm gonna use 2 pieces of cling wrap because as you can see, I have like gaps on the sides and that's not fun. Now you could let your dough rest for either an hour or 24 hours. I let it rest for 24 hours and this is what it looks like in the end. It's like all bubbly and squishy and oh my god, it looks amazing. You're just gonna unwrap it, and as you can see that it's all bubbly, that means that the yeast have been active and it was eating away the gluten, I guess. I don't know what's the technical term, but that's it. So you're just gonna punch your dough and you can see it decrease in size and deflating. It's fun to watch, to be honest. And you're just gonna remove your dough and make sure that you flour your surface first, and then you're gonna transfer the dough onto your surface, and you're gonna knead that for like a couple of minutes just so you could let everything work together again. Then you're gonna cut them into 4 equal parts. And actually every section can make a large pizza, or if you want to be like a little bit different, you could either split this into medium pizzas or small, depends on what you prefer. And now you're gonna take each section and you're just gonna turn it into a small ball. This is just to make life easier and because you're just gonna keep kneading it a little bit. And from this step, you could actually freeze the dough if you want. I don't know up to how long, but maybe up to a month. I personally kept my dough up to 2 weeks in the freezer and they were perfectly fine. I'll even show you in the clip next. And this is it. You're done. You have 4 pizza doughs. And next, what we're gonna do, if you're gonna bake these, you're just gonna preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll write the Celsius on the screen because I don't know on the top of my head. And then I'm gonna use this tomato sauce. Make sure that you have all your ingredients ready before you start the assembly process. And make sure that you spray your pan with any olive oil spray, or you could just wipe your tray with any type of oil. Anyways, this dough has been in my freezer for 2 weeks and you can see it actually looks exactly the same as the fresh one that we just made. So that just shows you that it's perfectly fine to freeze the dough. Now I'm just gonna start kneading it again, like pressing down on it, and then I'm gonna start rolling it out and voila, you put it on your pizza pan. I like this pan because it has like holes in the bottom of it and it helps crunch up the bottom layer, I guess, of the pizza, if that's what you want to call it. This is actually really good. It helps make it more crispy. Now you're just gonna basically assemble the pizza however you want to do it. I don't like a lot of sauce, so I just did that. And I like to use fresh mozzarella. It's actually really good and it adds like more of an Italian essence to the pizza, which is always fun. Honestly, I like to make it the classic way, which is just use pepperoni, and I like to add olives on top of that because I'm an olive person. I know some people don't like olives on their pizza. I'm that type of person who likes that. So yeah. And then you're just gonna add any more toppings that you want. And yeah, this is basically it. You're just gonna put it in the oven for around 15 to 20 minutes and voila, you have your freshly made pizza. That tastes amazing. I want you guys to try it out and tell me what you think.